Hey guys, it's Marijanel here. I've got some more scribble art for you. Very simple supplies. You got your sketch pad, a Sharpie. You can also use a pencil or a pen, and a few colored pencils. And today we're going to do a bird's nest with a few rabbit eggs, kind of nice for spring. And if you want to remember the basics of the scribble techniques that I showed in the last video, just go back to the last video and watch. We've got the back and forth, loopy-loos, tangled yarn, and some different scribbling strokes that we're gonna apply all of those today. So the view I want to do of the bird's nest is looking down on the bird's nest. So let's just start with a basic circle. Keep your pen loose, your Sharpie or whatever you're using, nice and loose. And just now that we kind of got the basic circle, let's go back and forth in big strokes like this, just creating the nest this way. Now you see it's a nice tight circle in the sense of like everything's like this. Let's spread that out a little. Let's make it a bigger circumference here. And I'm kind of doing the technique tangled yarn that I showed in that basic video, which is basically like loops and zigzagging. And you can see I've made the circumference and it's kind of perfect. So let's just make it like not so perfect. There we go. I'm liking that a little bit. And then let's go tighter again and let's work in some smaller shadows. So that means I'm going tighter with my scribbles. We're gonna make the bird's nest deeper. Oh my goodness, you guys, I almost forgot. Okay, let's sketch in the eggs before we get too far. I'm thinking 3 eggs and I'm thinking like this. Now, the eggs are, of course, egg-shaped. They aren't all laying right next to each other. Let's pretend one is sort of under the other one. So like that, and then let's do one here. And you can see that I didn't just draw like a solid line there. I've sort of used my pen dotting and drawing like sketchy little loose lines. Now, if this little egg is on top, that means there's a bit of a shadow. It's a rounded shadow on these ones. And let's kind of sketch in a little bit of a highlight. So light is coming down. We're looking down and light is coming down. And this is an area where we're not gonna color, even when we get our colored pencils involved. I don't know if you can see my cat there. Okay, so we've got some eggs there. So now let's make some shadows, some scribbly shadows. The light is coming down this way, but it's creating a depth and a shadow under the egg. So let's just scribble that shadow in there. If you see weird shadows on my paper, it is my kitty. I don't know if you can see what he's doing, but it's hilarious. Okay, so now let's go a little crazy with the scribbles, making the depth of the nest under there. And I'm going and enhancing the edge of those eggs. I just feel like, so my Sharpie, my pen goes wherever I'm sort of feeling it. I do this very intuitively, and I think that through these tutorials, I'm trying to impart to you the intuitive nature of the scribbling. It's very relaxing, but it's also very intuitive. You are being a very naughty kitty cat. I don't know if you're in my video or not. Okay, so now let's do some scribbling along the edges. Guys, I'm gonna kick this into fast motion as I finish. You're gonna see me grab my colored pencils and color in a little bit of blue on the eggs and brown in the nest. And you're gonna see me adding, like I'm not nearly done the scribbling. You're gonna see me adding a lot more texture. And the more I layer the ink, in certain areas, the more it becomes the shadows, and in areas that I stay loose and like unlayered ink, it is the highlights. And so I'm gonna keep just going on with this until I feel happy with my nest. So here we go, we'll kick it up into fast motion. Just to quickly demonstrate my technique, with the colored pencil you saw me holding it quite sideways. This is a blending technique that I use, and it just lets me just kind of get that soft blend on the pencil. And you saw that I also scribbled like a lot with the pencil. Now, you don't want to do a whole piece of scribble art and then have your pencil be like these perfect like little color ends. You want it to still stay loose and free. Few finishing touches is, you know, maybe a little bit of dotting. And then also, don't forget to sign your work. Thanks for joining me.
Hi. Hi, what's going on with you? Hi.